what I actually want to show you on the TAO chart here is the triangle pattern that I'm tracking on the larger time frame, because this here really starts to look more and more like a triangle. I mean, a lot of these altcoins have been in a correction now for more than a year, 1.5 years or so. And I mean, look at this one as well. TAO started the correction, I would say, in March 2024 as well, like many of the other charts. And here it's been more like a triangle. Now, we can view this as a series of 1-2 setups as well, as I said in previous updates. But most recently, I started to adopt here more the idea of a triangle pattern. That doesn't change much because the invalidation point would still be the April low. I'm going to mark that in red here on the chart. That's at $168.80. That's the formal invalidation point. Yeah. We could also add a standard support area here to the chart, which is, and I would actually put it here. Put the D wave here. So, and this would give us support between $211 and $287. We're now in that support area, but technically the E wave could go all the way down to the April low. Now, for those of you who don't know, an E wave of a triangle would usually break out to the opposite side of the E wave. So the fifth wave should break out to the upside. I find the triangle pattern much more realistic than, for example, a series of 1-2 setups, which should then lead to a third wave. Now, forecast, I mean, we can't really determine like long-term projections for these altcoins because they're just, you know, I haven't done that in this cycle, and it was the right decision. Yeah. And I know why I haven't done it. I haven't given out long-term targets. Maybe a few, maybe a few projections, but I've always said you can't trust long-term targets in altcoin charts. So if someone wants to know, a target for 2026, I just can't give it. But what I can tell you is if we break out here, $1,000 plus is realistic. Yeah, maybe even towards 1,400, 1,500. But we first of all need to see some strength short term. But this is still an interesting chart. So it could be close to completing a correction here. In the very short term, I mean, we can see this triangle as, here, this wave 4 triangle. Just label it here as well on this short-term chart, just in a different color, because I'm tracking in parallel also here the 1-2 setup. But to be fair, I mean, it really is going to be the April low that needs to hold here. I don't really see any strength short term. What I said in one of the updates this week was $307 to $345 is fib resistance. Only a break above it would really indicate an upside breakout. That would be the earliest indication. But pressure is down as long as below 345.